The only way we can effect change in our society is by having good leaders ordained by God. With the right leader, our voices can be heard. We have the opportunity to share our views and make a change, like those changes we have always desired. And that's why we have someone in the house today who is going to bring that change we've always wanted. Hello, my lovely people. Welcome to another session with Voices with Claire. Voices with Claire is a talk show on lifestyle. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and wherever you go. Just hit Voices with Claire. So, guys, like I said earlier, we have someone in the house today who is going to bring that change we have always prayed for and wanted a long time ago. His name is Dr. Leo Eyombo. And hello, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Ms. Clarice, and thank you for welcoming me to Voices with Clarice.
Of course. And thank you so
Honored
much
to
for
be here.
being here. Oh, yeah, it's our pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, Doctor, we have a couple of questions for you today, and I will start by having you tell us a little bit about who Dr. Leo is. Apart from a clinician, who else are you?
Okay, that's a good question. I don't know where to start, but I'm a professor at Howard. I teach research methods and biostatistics. I'm a clinician, OD. I have a doctorate degree, another doctorate degree from Columbia University. Got five master's degrees. Three from Columbia, one from Morgan, MS, MPH, MBA, MA, and an MS.
Wow.
From Howard. I went on to grad at Catholic University of America, and I'm a proud graduate of Prince George's Public School, class of 1990.
Wow.
You can see all the white people. Class of 1990, yes. So I'm a proud Prince Georgian, and I would like to represent my people because I just believe a lot of people are actually left out from the political scene. They don't feel represented by the council.
Okay.
So I think the void is there to be able to represent more people. The county is more diverse, so we need to be more inclusive and bring more people to the table.
So what are you running for?
I'm running for county council at large. You can vote for me from Mount Rainier to Bowie, from Upper Marlboro to College Park. So all these people in PG County are my concern. So I'm not running in a specific district.
Okay.
So the whole people of PG County are my major concern. So, and that's why I chose actually to run at large.
Okay. So, Doctor, what should an average person expect from you if you are voted in as a council member?
There are a lot of stuff that, you should be concerned about the county. Number one is that I will tell you this is a fact. More people, you can say immigrants, Africans, Americans, live in apartments than they live in homes. Yes, not everybody's fortunate to have a house and save money to be able to live in a home. Most people live in apartments, nothing wrong with that. But there's a serious issue with people that live in apartments in Prince George's County. And the issue that the county has ignored is about when rent is due. Right across next door to the county is Montgomery County. Is richer than 16 United States of America, 16 states. But in Montgomery County has a higher per capita income than in PG County. We live in PG, but the county makes us, or rent is due on the 5th. Montgomery County being so rich, rent is due on the 10th. Most rents are being paid between the 5th and the 10th. So you have struggling people that are not being represented by the county, being pressured to pay rent within those 5 days, being taken to court, clogging the court systems when most rents are being paid between that 5th and the 10th. And with the pandemic, everybody needs a break, and it's about time we start thinking about the people that are most vulnerable to the changes of this pandemic. So that's one issue that transcends everybody, white, black, green, immigrant, non-immigrant American. And that's something that nobody has brought up, and I really make it a base of my campaign. So we can actually give people a break. And think of this: average rent fine is 5%. That 5% accumulatively can be in your account. You can use it for college fund for your kids. You can use it for vacation, and it can ease out the burden between those 5 days. So that's one major issue.
Okay, so that now you're trying to say you're not just standing in for Africans or a particular community. You're trying to let us know that you're running for everybody. Everyone will benefit from you if you have to become.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Everybody will be a benefactor. So policies that are made in the county should benefit everybody. So you are being, as I said earlier on, inclusive, so that everybody can grow with the county. Tide comes in, it doesn't lift our boats. That's how PG is operated. But something as simple as giving people 5 days for rent will definitely lift most of the people in the county that actually live in apartments, and most of the people that are struggling in the county.
All right. So I have some questions here for you, and this came up from after you were done doing your the outreach program you just attended with your youth and the guys and the ladies, the wonderful
Oh
people.
yes, I remember that.
So these questions came up from them. So I will be asking you, as a city council, a city council requires a significant time commitment, right? Usually 2 to 4 meetings a month, as well as reading prep prior to the meetings. How will this fit in your other commitments?
Well, like I said earlier on, I'm an eye doctor by training. I'm a professor. I'm a businessman. I'm a clinician. You do the math. I take time to do all of that. I'm a researcher. I've published 4 books, published 12, research articles. I do find time for everything. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. But in life, we prioritize everything. And for me at this point, running for public office is a priority number 1.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I've dedicated time to do this. So finding time is absolutely not a problem. And in other periods of my life, maybe writing a book was a priority. Other times of my life, maybe doing research at a certain level was a priority. But I think I've achieved all that level. And right now, I'm 150%, if I might say that, dedicated to representing Prince Georgians at large. So my dedication is more focused on being your leader.
Wow.
If I'm blessed to be one.
I pray
Yes.
you should be one,
Thank you.
because I think you're a good person, and I would really love to be represented by you.
Oh,
of course.
thank you.
So, what, according to you, is the role of the city council in our community?
I think the city council should be an environment that should not actually be out of touch with people. I think the city council that we have today has been really out of touch with people. I gave you simple examples. I've spoken about the rent due in Montgomery County on the 10th and in PG County on the 5th. I'll give you another example. I mean, if you're sick and tired of traffic tickets, these are all excessive fines for the poor, excessive punitive fines for the poor. Join me in stopping these excessive punitive fines. I mean, you go everywhere in every little city in Prince George's County, there are endless traffic citation cameras. I mean, these are all excessive taxes for the working poor. So a guy doing, rideshare gets a ticket for what? $90. That's just wiped out the whole day earnings. No, that should not be the case. Traffic tickets should be only used for accident prone areas. And the only way you can support that, I'm a researcher, is with evidence based data. You should have data to show that this area is accident prone, and the fines should be capped. You should not be getting excessive fines. And don't get me wrong, you get the fines, and when you go to pay, they give you another fine to pay. So We shouldn't put all these hidden fees on it. It should be a flat rate, and I would propose that it should be no more than $25, and that's a reasonable amount for everybody that lives in PG County. At least it won't be the excessive amount. That's one reason how the county has been in touch. Another reason is public schools. Uh, I'm a proud graduate of Prince George's County Public Schools, and I graduated from Suitland. I'm very proud of it. I think the base of my education, you know, 2 doctorate degrees, five master's degrees, and the graduate certificate came from Suitland. I attribute Suitland to every success that I've had through life academically. And I tell people like this: when I graduated from Suitland, Reagan came to Suitland. People don't believe this. Go to Google and Google it. Reagan came to Suitland. I don't remember the last time a living U.S. president came to a PG high school. We need to invest in our students. We need to invest in our schools. We need to invest in our teachers. We need to pay them well. And we need to recruit where we can get the best and brightest for our future, which are children, basically.
Wow, that's a good one too. So, do you think you have any personal or professional relationships that could serve as maybe a conflict of interest while serving as a council member?
Personally, I don't think so. I'm a businessman. Most of my holdings are in finance and real estate. So, and real estate not actually in the county. So I don't think I have any conflict of interest that will actually prevent me from being a good or making good, effective, rational decisions. But we also sign a financial disclosure form when you run for public office. So all those information is out there. And if at all there's anything that I'm missing, I would definitely more than happy to recluse myself from any situation.
Wow, that's a very good way to sound as a leader. That is promising. It sounds promising to us, you know.
You have to.
So I need to find out, do you what is your approach to handling controversial or complicated issues?
Like I said earlier on, you know, I'm a professor by practice. And every decision I make is based on evidence, is based on science, and every project I work on is based on components of evaluation. That's the only way you're going to progress. I don't want to sound like a bureaucrat, but for us to carry out successful projects, you need to make sure you do a thorough need assessment to be able to identify markers to make sure that the program is being successful over time and readdress issues that are not working within that project so that you can get the best bang for your dollar. And that way you can be a good stewardess of taxpayer dollars and make sure that taxpayer money really works for the taxpayers. Not because you're a politician, you want to give money here and there for favors. So that might not be the best answer that people want to hear, but that's how we operate to solve complex problems.
Doctor, the way you sound, I am tempted to ask, what is your inspiration?
We all get inspiration from the Almighty God. You know, God is the Muslims say Allah ilallah, so God is great, and Allah Akbar, and God is the universal being, and He is the supreme being, and He basically decides on what happens in everybody's success. I hope you do not disagree with that.
No, not at all. Oh my goodness.
I hope you're a believer.
I am a strong believer, and honestly, that's my greatest inspiration.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe beside God, you have something else that gives you that push, because the way you sound, it's like you are so prepared and ready to pick up. I mean, like today, to start doing this and serving your people.
Yeah, I think my grandparents were inspirational to me. I'm named after my grandfather, by the way. My grandfather was Eyombo, and he was an educator, a very successful one. And I think he really affected my life growing up as a kid, and great educator, very good human being, a very religious guy, and lived very proper, if you know what I mean. He was very straight, and I take pride in being an educator. I think because of my grandfather. Yes, you know, you can always make a lot of money being a clinician, but I think I take pride in being a professor. I have great connections with my students. I like to affect generations after generations like my grandfather did. And I think everybody will recognize one teacher, professor that really affect their life over time. I'm sure you do.
Of course, I do.
And every so often, I get one of those long email, surprise email, tell me how they're doing. And I think that drive came from my grandfather. He's one of the people I admire the most. And I wish you could see me now. Yeah.
That's good. Well, some of us believe that wherever he is, he sees you and he's proud of you. So what skills and experience do you have that makes you believe can be, beneficiary to you as a council member?
Oh, wow. I will jump into my business experience attributes. I actually didn't mention this earlier. I was the CEO of a multi-specialty group, medical group. I was also CEO of educational application platform. And apart from being an academician, I'm a successful businessman. And I think I've also worked every job you can think of, right? For you to get somebody that represents you, they should know how you feel.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I've been a cab driver. I've been a cook, short-term cook, with 4 Ivy League degrees in America, and having 4 Ivy League degrees without student loans, and working my way from public school all the way to the Ivy Leagues. I think I have 1 or 2 things to say in America, because people usually ask me, how did you do it? I mean, how did you navigate the system? So I think all these combination of experiences give me a really, really great view on how to represent people on a cross section, diverse mass of people like in Prince George's County. So I think that's something that I probably would excel in.
Yes, and I would also say there's no way you can say you feel my pain if you haven't tested it.
Oh, yes.
So I think I buy that idea 100%, because standing in that office, when you see a taxi driver walk in or desires to meet you, you know exactly what you felt when you were a taxi driver.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know exactly how they feel. I know the pressure on traffic tickets on them. I know the guy that works, or the student that works in fast food, like when I was in college working in fast food. I know the short-term cook, how long they got to stand up to, cook a meal for $11 while they're making minimum wage. So these are all things that, affect people daily.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I know what it is to make $977,000 a year.
Yeah.
And leave as a CEO and live well.
That's right.
And create jobs for people. So that brings you a well balanced view to represent a cross section of people that you can really relate to them, because like you say, you can never say you know how somebody feel if you've never struggled to pay rent.
That's
or
so true. That's true.
So that's my take of that.
So what previous community involvement have you had in Blaine or any other city?
I've had tons of community involvement on charity. As a matter of fact, at one time I used to tutor at my high school, Suman High School. And I've been working in charities. I'm a member of the Knights of Columbus. So we do a lot of services on that. It's a Catholic charity and men's fellowship. So, and I also don't only do community service domestically, I do it internationally.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I've worked in Haiti, Nigeria, on projects in Benin and Ghana. Yeah, so charity begins at home.
Of course,
Yes,
charity begins
yes,
at home.
charity begins at home.
All right, doctor. So, based on what you know about city government, what do you see as the top priorities for the city and why?
I think the city needs to be number one. It needs to be more inclusive. They need to get more people. Believe it or not, immigrants and first generation Americans are actually 20% of Prince George's County. Fact. How many representatives represent the interests of those people?
I know.
0. So it's about time the county council becomes a little bit more inclusive, get more diverse. Number 2, everybody has concerns, and we all live in the same communities with the same boat. So we have developmental issues, traffic issues, public school issues. These are all issues that affect everybody that lives in the county. So it's in the best interest of the county, to have some of these issues when they make the decisions to be transparent. You have to make sure that you believe in your local government. But the present government in PG hasn't been that transparent in actually putting out this information. I go around and talk to a lot of other communities, other little subset of African communities, and also some Asian communities like the Filipino community that are here. And we all have the same concerns. We have the same concerns. And the county need to address some of these concerns, but they need to address it in a transparent manner,
Right.
so that we can trust our local government.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Doctor. We are not done yet, but I would like you to take a short break so you can sip your water and, get some rest because, of course, you've been talking a lot. So, viewers, I need you guys to hold on tight. We will be going on a very short break, but do not go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back, lovely people. And for those who were not here, you can always go back and get the full gist of what has been going on. But we were on set with Dr. Eyombo, who is running for the city council, and he has so much for us. I am so excited because it is not easy to be in a country where you're not represented. Once you have someone you can turn to, someone you can, run to and share your issues with, it's really important. And here we have an opportunity to have this awesome person in the house. It's a God-given leader, guys. So we want to just hear from Dr. Eyombo right now. Doctor, please tell us. Remember, we're going to hold you responsible. And you were in the house with Voices with Glad today when you told us exactly what we should be expecting from you. Because I am so sure my people will want you to represent us. But when you go out there to represent us, what do you have for us? Not like other politicians used to say, but you're telling us exactly what you know you're going to do. Like the last time you said something and someone said, I'm holding you responsible. You said, if I have to become the leader, I'm coming back here to eat with you. And we were so excited to hear that. Please tell us, what do you have for us?
Thank you very much, Mr. Reese. First of all, my campaign motto is vote for Leo Eyombo. It's a vote you will not regret. Okay, I'll stick to that. And as your leader, I will make decisions that would be inclusive, that will bring people together, not take people apart. And join me at www.voteforleoeyombo.com, and you can get all the statistics there. You can get all the info. You can know how to join the campaign, how to volunteer. But join me if you are sick and tired of traffic tickets. Join me if you're sick and tired of the schools not being tip-top shape. Join me if you think educators are not being compensated fairly, because I won't use the word pay. You can never pay people enough to take care of your kids. You can only compensate them, to be able to give your kids the best values that they will need the rest of their lives. Okay, now, if you're sick and tired of paying rent or being taken to court every after the 5th in this county, vote for me. I will make sure the first 30 days I will introduce a bill to make sure they give you 5 more days to pay your rent. Now, don't get me wrong. I myself, I'm a commercial landlord. So if you can be able to negotiate commercial rent, you should be able to negotiate your way through where you live as a human being, not a business. I will be pro people. So voting for me will make sure that every issue that is being heard in the county is transparent. That means whatever will be out there will be in the papers. You can read it. If you want to come back and disagree, you can come out and tell us how you feel. There will be no decisions that will be made that will not be public. Right now, they make a lot of developmental decisions that are not public. And I tell you what, if you invite me to your community, like Miss Clarice and other communities have done, the Benin community, if, inshallah, I get elected, I shall come back and meet you at least once or twice a year. So you get to see me. Right now, you don't see no council members, right? You don't even know them. I bet you don't even know their name, but you remember this name. So please, I plead for your vote on July 19th to come on and change this county that we live in. We are black, brown, green, pink. We live in this environment. We're all in the same pot. So please join me in changing the direction of this county so that we can make this county great and even better. Thank you very much, Mr. Reese.
Thank you so much, Dr. Eyombo, and we feel so honored having you here with us today. Thank you so very much.
I feel honored to be here, and I feel honored to be with all you staff. And I want to thank everybody behind the cameras. Most of the time we don't see how many people are working on this,
I
want to thank everybody for their patience. I want to thank your viewers for listening, taking the time to watch your show and your video, Voices with Miss Clarice. And hey, guess what? She is the best. That's for me.
Thank you.
Future county at large member, right?
Thank you.
And I do plan that if I win, I'm going to endorse you live, right? that I'll see you at the Miss Clarice show.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
I know God, everything that starts with God, and I know you put God first. He has a plan for it. Whatever he started, he will perfect it for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much again. And guys, you heard it all from him. Do not worry. On the description level, at the lower level, the description box, you will find every information and how you can vote for him, how you can reach him and everything. And guess what? He is reachable. He is that person who speaks. He wants to talk to people. He wants to be with people. He wants to make his community, he wants to be a part of his community. He's not the difficult one to reach. So you have all that information down, and please, 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 vote. We have to be represented. We really have to. Remember what we immigrants are going through in this country. We have a voice coming up, guys. We will leave you right now, but remember, we are together and we love you so very much. Do not forget, this is Voices with Clara. Like, subscribe, share, comment. We love you, we love you, we love you, and God loves you more. Have a beautiful day, and goodbye from here.
Thank you.